All right, welcome back, wrestling fans. We're here, Joe Galley, along with James E. Cornette, and this is the NWA Power. We just saw the new Women's Champion crown from last week. We'll have more video of that exciting match when we return. All right, fans, we are taking a look at action that took place last week after we went off the air. It was a fatal four-way for the Women's Championship, and as you can see, all four of these ladies were putting it on the line for the NWA Women's Championship. And just like that, Allison K becomes the NWA Women's Champion. Well, I'll tell you something, we're going to look back at some of the moments from that match. We may have gone off the air, but we had so much action left to bring you, and we had to bring it to you right here this week, and we did. Well, again, you look at these moments here. There was a near 2 count right there. Thunder Rosa making her in-ring debut and just about stole the show on a number of occasions. But at the end of the day, there's only room for one Women's World Champion here in the NWA, and there she is.
Wrestling Alliance Women's Champion, Allison.
Fans, the women's division here in the NWA is going to take a back seat to no one. And we are here now live with the one and only NWA World Heavyweight Champion, Nick Aldis. Yeah, well, the National Treasure's here. Anytime the National Treasure's got a microphone, you know something important's on his mind. Now, I never thought for a moment that by being the NWA World Heavyweight Champion that I was going to have an easy time on the top. I had never expected for one moment that I wouldn't be challenged. What in the hell is that? Fans, I have no idea, but I'm just going to say that is very familiar music here in the NWA, even though we haven't heard it here in a long, long time. That's an Nature Boy Ric Flair. I don't know if I'm seeing a ghost or what. The 16-time World Heavyweight Champion Ric Flair is here. In the GP, oh man, I don't believe it. Let me tell you all something. I just got here in my DeLorean with my buddy Doc Brown, and I've gone back to the future to being the greatness that is Nick Aldis. Because you, sir, are the NWA World Heavyweight Champion. Well, I've got to tell you, I'm both surprised and very humbled by your appearance here tonight. But I've got to say, I'm very surprised indeed to have you, Ric Flair, in the NWA at this point in time. What's on your mind? First off, no disrespect intended whatsoever. Quite the opposite. I've been watching what you've been doing, and I respect the hell out of you for resuscitating and bringing life back to the NWA and to that World Championship title that you hold. And I'm not here to go head-to-head. So perhaps you can tell me and all these other people out here exactly why are you here in the NWA? Because to me, it seems like perhaps there's more to this than meets the eye. Perhaps you and I have something we need to talk about. And if that's the case, then we can do that in the back. The Nature Boy Ric Flair has shown up here in the NWA. All right, fans, already history being made here on NWA Power this week on the Nation Network as we take our first look at the new NWA Women's Champion.
Making her way to the ring from Detroit, Michigan, the National Wrestling Alliance Women's Champion, Allison Champion.
Well, we're taking a look at Allison Kay walking into that ring wearing that championship title she won 1 week ago. We just saw the video how that all went down. Taking on three of the top women here in NWA. Now tonight is a non-title match, but she's still going to be going up against a very top competitor in women's wrestling today. Well, no doubt about it, there's no rest for the weary, and when you are Allison Kay, you are the NWA World Heavyweight Champion, you've got to be ready at all times for all comers, and right now, she is going to be tested like maybe never before.
Tegan Knox.
Well, with Tegan Knox, I tell you right now, this young lady, she can give you a match. Well, from Australia, this young lady indeed has built up quite the fan following throughout the world of professional wrestling. She has wrestled literally all around the globe. Tonight she makes her in-ring debut in the NWA with a big opportunity right in front of her, the brand new NWA Women's Champion. Can you imagine if she were to pull off a win? Well, she definitely can pull off a win. Will she? That's the question. Fans, if you're just joining us, we were absolutely stunned to kick off this program with the world champion, Nick Aldis, coming out here, and he got an unexpected visitor in the form of the Nature Boy, Ric Flair. Quick one count right there and almost got a two on the champion right out the gate. Holy I don't believe it. I almost said a word that would have got us in big trouble. But this Tegan Knox, I'll tell you right now, she is making the most of this opportunity against Allison Kay. Well, I think somebody forgot to tell her that Allison is the NWA World Champion, and I think Allison expected her to know her role. Not exactly the way things started off for Allison Kay, in the sense of the way she thought they would or would want them to have. Two handfuls of hair just hurls her across the ring. Allison Kay now starting to settle into her match. Well, that's going to be bad news. I can tell you right now, for Tegan Knox, you don't want Allison Kay getting comfortable, not at your expense. And now down across the knee with that backbreaker. Well done. And this is why she's the NWA World Champion. Fatal 4-way to decide that title. And decide they did. And now Allison has her in trouble. There's that Cobra Clutch. We've seen her do this before. And then the slam. Well, it may be all over except for the crying, and that might be coming up real soon. Oh, she just drove her into the canvas, and Tegan Knox is in a lot of trouble. And she hooks the leg, and it might be all for Miss Knox. Oh, she got a shoulder up. Good for her. Maybe. And now Allison Kay giving some words to the debuting Tegan Knox. My God, what an unbelievable spine buster. Well, now she pulls her up by the hair and says, you want to play? I'm going to play with you. I'm going to punish you. And if anyone's going to do something like that, you're looking at the woman who can do it. One thing I'll say about Allison Kay is she generally is a very respectful individual, but do not mess with her because as we're seeing right now, she doesn't take kindly. Big back body drop, and Tegan Knox, is her bad day just keeps on getting worse. Well, I'll tell you what, it said a lot about her that she was able to kick out earlier on. But I don't think it means much in the sense that she did herself any favors. Oh my goodness. Canadian pile driver, she just took the champ down. And now rolls her up and she's into the ropes. Snap suplex, and now Allison is in all kinds of trouble. Back body drop all the way out to the floor. Well, Allison Kay, she will beat you a number of different ways, and that's one right there. Once again, has her in that Cobra Clutch, and here comes the slam. Tegan catches the leg, and it's a good thing she did. Well, Allison Kay's getting a lot more of a match than I think she was anticipating here. Went for perhaps a belly-to-belly suplex. Hard to tell what she had in mind right there, but taking advantage of an opportunity here and working Tegan Knox over. Well, once again, Tegan Knox managing to come back from what seemed to be a definitive defeat. She's making the champion earn her money here tonight. Couldn't agree with you more right now, Allison Kay. I think she thought this match was going to be over a long time ago. Oh, the headbutt by Tegan Knox. Well, that's what you call desperate times, calling for desperate measures. She's reaching deep down into her bag of tricks right there with a move like that. Now, I haven't seen a lot of Tegan Knox. I'm not going to pretend that I have, but I can damn sure tell you I've never seen her pull out a headbutt before. Nor have I. Once again, the champion deposits her unceremoniously. And gets the win. A most impressive win for the NWA Women's Champion, Allison Kay, but let's hear it for the performance put on by Tegan Knox here in this debuting effort. Well, fans, we've got a lot. Wait a minute! That's Thunder Rosa! And now these two ladies face to face! All right, fans, we are back and ready for some NWA Tag Team Wrestling action. Look at this. Wait a minute. The Dawsons attacking. Well, the Dawsons just attacked Colt Cabana and Mr. Anderson, who are getting ready to come in for a match with the Rock and Roll Express. Well, this definitely paints an interesting scenario for Ricky and Robert, who may have just gained a major foothold in this match. Well, Cabana saying, I'm good to go. Let's start this thing up. All right, bell sounds action underway, but is he ready to go? We'll find out. Robert Gibson early on with the advantage on Colt Cabana. Well, those Dawsons, I'll tell you, they're a couple of big, mean men. They can do a lot of damage to you, and what they just did out there to Colt Cabana and Mr. Anderson is nothing compared to what they could have done if they really wanted to. I totally agree with you, and right now we're going to get a look at Mr. Anderson into the ring for the first time. Ted Anderson backing Robert Gibson to the corner. Referee going to try and get a clean break, but that's not going to happen. Well, Anderson had to take advantage of the moment, I guess, in his mind, figuring they were already short-handed with that double team that took place before the match ever started. Not that I believe Ricky and Robert had anything to do with it, although you never know. Well, I seriously doubt Ricky Morton and Robert Gibson had anything to do with that ambush that took place before the match. These two men right here have done a great job in a very short period of time of putting together a formidable tag team. Well, I can tell you right now, the tag team champions are taking note of everyone in the division. Both of these teams are being watched very closely right now by the Outlaws, I guarantee you. And now it is Ricky Morton from the middle rope down and connecting with Colt Cabana. Fans, our main event, you're not going to want to miss this, is for the NWA World Heavyweight Championship. We heard from the champion at the start of the program. Nick Aldis was starting to tell us something about what we suspect would have been related to Starrcade. However, before he gets there, he will have Tim Storm tonight. If Tim Storm doesn't win this match tonight, he will not be able to challenge for the NWA World title again. Well, I'll tell you, Tim Storm has had plenty of opportunities, and it's going to be the biggest one of his career because, as you said, if he don't get it done tonight, he ain't getting another shot at it. The stakes cannot be any higher. And fans, if you're just joining us, the Nature Boy Ric Flair himself made an appearance right here. Here in the GPB studios in Atlanta, Georgia, shocking the world. Well, I'm really curious to know what they're talking about in the back because he and Aldis walked off. Tremendous clothesline by Colt Cabana to the back of the neck of Ricky Morton, and now Cabana tee it off. The Rock and Roll Express, by far one of the most legendary names in tag team wrestling. And now Ricky Morton planting Colt Cabana. Flying dropkick, down goes Cabana. Well, Colt Cabana on a big pile driver. And Ricky ain't as young as he used to be. Well, I'll be honest with you, it doesn't really matter what your age is. That's a move that puts people down and out. It's a move that has ended careers in the past, and it's business. And there's that big elbow. Shades of the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes here in the NWA. And the save made by Robert Gibson, who turns his attention now to Ken Anderson. Yeah, well, just like that, Gibson stuck around a little bit too long and now paying the price. Ricky Morton able to kick out. Literally. Now Colt Boom Boom Cabana in the wrong corner. Here's the tag made to Robert Gibson. Oh, there's the double drop kick. Well, hell, we've seen him beating a lot of people with that move before. Will he get him here? He does. No, almost had him. Colt Cabana so close to being defeated right here. Well, let's just keep in mind, for those of you who didn't see the beginning of this match, Boom Boom Colt Cabana, Ken Anderson were both attacked by the Dawsons as they made their way to the ring. No doubt about it, they started out with both a physical and a mental disadvantage in this one. But they've done a great job of fighting back since then. And here's Robert Gibson, and he collapses in the corner farthest away from his tag team partner. And that's half the battle right there. If you can cut the ring in half and keep your opponent away from his fresh partner to make a tag, then you've got a much better chance of being victorious. Coming from a man who would absolutely know what it takes to win the tag team titles. Well, I'm just saying, I've been there a time or two. Here's the Irish whip. Gibson back out front. And he caught Colt Cabana, surprised him. And now Cabana going to throw Gibson all the way across the ring again. Fans, we talked about it. We're going to mention it again. Starrcade making its NWA return here on the Nation Network. We are just a little over a week away from what will be a most memorable event here on the Nation Network. Join us for that one, Starrcade. Well, it's a holiday classic. It's something that I can remember back as far back as the beginning. Each and every one had one thing in common. They made moments that lasted a lifetime in wrestling history. Boom, boom. Colt Cabana had his head bounced off the steel steps by Robert Gibson here. To your point, Starrcade has made history in the past, and we know it's going to make history again right here. Colt Cabana waiting on Robert Gibson. Here comes the big elbow right between the eyes of Gibson. Yeah, I think Robert Gibson just had his lights turned out. Anderson just intercepted Ricky Morton, but Gibson able to get his shoulder up off the canvas at the nick of time. One of the reasons why they are the multi-time NWA Tag Team Champions that they've been. Well, I haven't always seen eye to eye with Ricky and Robert, but I have talked to them a bit. When they heard about the NWA and what was going on here, they said, we have got to be back in there. Much like myself, they come in here to the studio, and the first thing they think is they've turned back time. Ricky and Robert said, I feel like I'm back 30 years ago. And some of that may indeed be spilling out into how they're performing here in the NWA right now. Anderson with a couple of good blocks, making Robert Gibson pay the price. That Green Bay plunge, and Gibson just went for the ride, and it's all over. Just like that, Cabana Bang gets a big victory over one of the legendary tag teams in all of professional wrestling, the Rock and Roll Express. The closing moments right there.
Here are your winners, Colt Cabana and Mr. Anderson.
Despite the attack by the Dawsons, standing tall, Colt Cabana and Ken Anderson. Cabana Bang victorious. And if you're the Dawsons, you better be paying attention, because I am sure you have not heard the end of this one. All right, fans, we are back. And my colleague, Joe Galley, gonna try his luck again, getting up in the ring, doing an interview. Ladies and gentlemen, I have the opportunity right now to talk to a gentleman, and I'm using that term lightly, but a man who's come here to the NWA in recent weeks, and we didn't know exactly why he was here. We were all surprised to see him here, but perhaps we've had a little bit of light shined on exactly what has brought him to the NWA.
Well, you want to know why Kevin Sullivan is in the NWA? And I've been telling you and everybody else, I shall finish the game.
Well, we now have an idea of what that may be referring to. We saw you attack Brian Pillman Jr. on our debut episode of NWA Unlimited, and everyone wants to know why you did it.
Why? Why I did it? Anyone who knows anything knows why I did what I did to that punk. The sins of the father are passed to the son. I had a match with Brian Sr., and he was supposed to be showing me respect.
I do recall that match very well. However, Brian Pillman Jr. had nothing to do with it, and a lot of people here think that at Starrcade, he's going to extract some revenge on you. We know you've got a match in mind, and I understand that next week we're going to find out more about it. We'll all be here to find out exactly what's going to happen at Starrcade. Well, congratulations, Joe. You got through one without getting your ass handed to you.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall and is for the National Wrestling Alliance World Heavyweight Championship.
All right, fans, this is the big one. It is for the NWA World Heavyweight title. Here comes your challenger, Tim Storm. Well, Tim Storm getting that last opportunity. He's going to have to find a way to make this one happen because there ain't a next one if he don't. As the former NWA World Heavyweight Champion, indeed, Tim Storm knows what the view is like from the top of the mountain, and he wants to get back there. This will be the last opportunity he may ever have. You know, during the break, I tried to get a hold of Nick Aldis. I wanted to find out what he and Ric Flair were talking about. I couldn't find either one of them anywhere. No doubt about it, we are going to be seeing Nick Aldis here in just a moment. That title is on the line here tonight. The Perfect Storm, Tim Storm in the ring. And here comes the national... Wait a minute! Holy cow! Can you believe this? Nick Aldis being escorted down to the ring by the former world champion Ric Flair. I don't know what they discussed, but Tim Storm's got to have his head somewhere else right now. Probably not on this match.
Introducing the challenger from Dallas, Texas, weighing in at 241 pounds, Tim Storm. Introducing the champion from Birmingham, England, weighing in at 240 pounds, he is the National Wrestling Alliance World's Heavyweight Champion, Nick Aldis.
Well, Nick Aldis is here tonight to defend that title against Tim Storm. He's planning to defend it at Starrcade against Rhino, the man you picked. But I don't think anybody was expecting this. Well, indeed, this definitely shakes things up a little bit. We know about Camila. We're used to seeing her ringside, and we know that at any given point in time, she could become a part of the action. But seeing the Nature Boy Ric Flair here at ringside is something else altogether. Well, I can tell you right now, we're going to do everything we can to get Ric Flair in front of a microphone and find out exactly what's going on around here. Well, in the meantime, Tim Storm, as far as he's concerned, is going to be the spoiler in all of that because he has every intention of going up against Rhino at Starrcade for the NWA World title. Well, that might be the intentions he's got, but he got to get past Nick Aldis to make that a reality, and that's not going to be easy. It'll be easier said than done, no doubt about it, as Tim Storm brings him back in the hard way, and the champion is down. Storm now up to the middle rope. Aldis had no idea. Oh, he did. He baited him in. I was going to say he had no idea where Tim Storm was, but apparently, and perhaps being tipped off by the Nature Boy Ric Flair ringside. Yeah, I tell you right now, Ric Flair is definitely going to be a very valuable set of eyes for Tim Storm, for Nick Aldis, I beg your pardon. Oh, look at this. Tim Storm, he's got words for Ric Flair, but that makes him, distracts him from the real prize right here, which is Nick Aldis. Indeed, turning his focus and attention on the former world champion instead of the current world champion. Nick Aldis punishing him Those knife-edge chops made famous by Ric Flair himself. And now the challenger with that cross-knee backbreaker. Well, last time these two men was at the Crockett Cup, Tim Storm put on one hell of a fight against Nick Aldis. A lot of people believed he was the new world champion. Some controversy there in the finish. Tim Storm trying to suplex the champion back into the ring. That didn't work out the way he wanted it to, and now Nick Aldis is the man in charge. As the champion goes all the way up to the top rope, what's he got in mind? Elbow! Hooks the leg, and only gets a 1 count. Now you can see Ric Flair right there telling him, calm down, relax. It's a marathon, not a race. Belly to back suplex, nicely executed right there by the challenger. Tim Storm went for the leg. Not sure what he had in mind, but Nick Aldis didn't like it. Kicked out right away. Oh, now he's going to go for that cloverleaf. Well, of course, Ric Flair making the figure 4 leg lock synonymous with the World Championship, and now that cloverleaf, very similar in style to what the figure 4 leg lock can do. And now Nick Aldis goes for the cover, not again. Once again, feet are up on the rope. This time, Tim Storm able to kick out, and he's asking, what are you doing? Oh, he just slapped a taste right out of the mouth. Aldis is up. Perfect Storm. Will that be it? He just barely got his shoulder up right there, and Ric Flair looks like he's fit to be tied. Small package, he's in the corner. And a 2 count. Tim Storm deposits the champion right in front of his mentor. Well, is he his mentor or isn't he? We don't know what's going on with Ric Flair. Well, we know one thing, the champion just caught him. Storm went in there for a spear. Aldis sidestepped it, and now Tim Storm paying the price. Yeah, well, I hope your boy Rhino's watching that, because I know he likes to use a spear as well. And now the champion in control. Can he put him away? Tremendous power bomb. That might be it for Tim Storm. Now you got to remember, this is not a young man by any stretch of the imagination in this business. But he kicks out on one. Nick Aldis still can't believe what he is seeing right here now. Storm back to his feet, in trouble. And he is planted right in the middle of the ring. Ladies and gentlemen, victorious and still the World Heavyweight Champion, Nick Aldis. And he's heading to Starrcade to face Rhino for the NWA World Heavyweight Championship. Well, Dave, I'll tell you right now, we saw some great action tonight on NWA Power. Wrestling fans, we got to make sure that we are ready to go. Later this week, we are going to see NWA Unlimited right here on the Nation Network. Not only that, but also the NWA Championship Wrestling from Hollywood on the Nation Network. All roads lead, however, to Starrcade. We know that Brian Pillman Jr. will have his opportunity to get even with Kevin Sullivan.
Here is your winner, and still National Wrestling Alliance World Heavyweight Champion,
And just like that, Nick Aldis is still the NWA World Heavyweight Champion. So long, everyone.